We are live here with Kayla Hracho. How are you doing?
I'm feeling great. I can't complain about much.
Right. First of all, let's go with it. Hurricane Dorian. How did you do? Did you leave? Did you freak out? Did you not be like, hey, bring it? How are you doing since the hurricane?
Well, we expected the storm was going to hit us pretty hard.
Yeah.
I know that a few Florida girls pulled out of the fight because they were worried about being able to get home. I remember stressing a little bit about, whether I was going to be able to fly home, whether I should try to fly up north, because, the storm was going to hit like the day that I came home from the
Sure.
fight.
Yep.
But it ended up being good timing. My flight was really early. I got out of there early Sunday morning, came home, and the storm ended up moving up north more. So, we prepped for it, which is always good, but didn't get in any trouble with that.
I know you were like a hurricane up there in Biloxi. You brought it down to Florida. Let's talk about it. Professional victory. How does that feel? Finally, notching that underneath your belt and getting that win. And now it's just going to escalate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it feels great. I feel like I accomplished the first big goal that I had set for myself.
Sure.
It's felt like a long time coming. I mean, even though I haven't been in this sport very long, since I started fighting, whether boxing or MMA, my goal was always to turn pro, and I finally made it happen. So I'm just happy to get the first one out of the way, go back in the gym, work on some things, and keep it rolling.
Okay. We're definitely going to go back to boxing, but first I want to kind of stay there. I saw pictures. King Mo was out there with you in Biloxi. Usually, isn't your head coach Dean Thomas?
Yeah, my head coach is Dean Thomas.
Yeah.
He's actually in Abu Dhabi.
Sure. There's a little fight going on, right?
Yeah, just a little fight. He's out there hanging out with Dana White, Matt Serra, having a good time, living the life.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah, he got a really good opportunity to go out there. I think he's out there for like 8 or 9 days playing with Dana White.
That's awesome.
Which kind of happens often. Dean has his own life. He's busy. He's got a lot of fighters.
Yeah.
So I'm always kind of aware that I might need to find someone else to step in last minute. I've had a lot of my teammates step up to corner me in fights in the past. But when Dean told me that he wasn't going to be able to make this one, King Mo was the first person to pop into my mind. He's a really good friend of mine. I trust him with my life. Not to mention, he's a legend of the sport. He's had experience in his own fights, and he's a great coach.
Really, I was down there a couple weeks ago, down there with Michael Beast Boy Davis, and kind of been down there a lot. I got a crush on American Top Team. It's just the best in the world, the best fighters, right? It's the best. And not even that, just talking to you about it, talking to Cindy Outlaw, and I'm going to talk about the Fantastic Four that I call you guys. There's 4 of you guys that are always somehow doing something fun together.
But I love how everyone knows about that.
Social media, it's everything.
Yeah, right?
You put up a little boxing fight, a little video a couple years ago, and now you're an MMA superstar. So social media really does connect people. So American Top Team, all the coaches there. How is it like each day in, day out, walking in, walking out of the hottest gym in mixed martial arts right now?
It's honestly all still pretty surreal to me. I mean, every day that I walk in there, I remind myself of how blessed I am to have the opportunity to train among the best. I came into ATT as an amateur, and I started training with the pro fighters right away. A lot of people don't know, but my very first wrestling class, my very first jiu-jitsu class was with the pro team. So, I was learning from Steve Mocco. I was like, walking on the mats with some of the best fighters to walk this planet. So it's all very surreal. Even 3 years later, I think yesterday was my 3-year anniversary of visiting ATT. So, sometimes I put a lot of pressure on myself. Like, I wanted to turn pro sooner. I feel like I should be farther in my career. But when I take a step back, I feel like everything is going right how it should. And I'm just so happy to be where I'm at right now.
Sure. I've talked to Jillian Robertson a couple times, and she's kind of said the same thing. But American Top Team, to me, they do it right, and they do it very smart. They don't rush anything. Now, Jillian, you can argue, is one of the hottest UFC, fighters in the game right now. She's just going through people. She's savage. It's just American Top Team, they know how to do it and when to do it and when to, put the gas on the fire. It's just, they're incredible. Talking about American Top Team, like I said, I was down there. I just, there was 80 fighters on the main mat. So then they moved all the girls to the side mat, right? And I'm watching Mike Davis, and I'm talking to some of the fighters, and I look over, and it's like Joanna, Tisha's in there, everyone, they're banging, and you're in there. And I told you this off air a couple weeks ago. I saw you popped. Like when you can see fighters, or you can go to a basketball gym, you can see the pros pop, and I felt like you popped, and I was like, wow. Who's and I talked to some people about you. We had Ryan Quinn on the show a couple weeks ago, and they said someone, one of the sleepers of the whole gym is Kayla K-Rock. And I was like, I thought the same thing. It was really cool. And it's just like seeing you and seeing the progression of your career. You're definitely, to me, a budding superstar in the game. And it's just, it's really cool to other people see that too. And just that I kind of want to see how you felt about that and seeing, it's okay. You're putting water on the flower, and it will blossom soon for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely amazing to hear that, especially with there's tons and tons of prospects coming out of our gym every single day. We're getting new ones. So it really is amazing to hear that. But I almost feel like I have no choice. Like, I train with the best fighters, the best coaches in the world. Like, I feel like I have no choice but to grow every day when I come into the gym. Every day's a challenge for me. My training camps, my daily training is harder than any fight I've ever been in. And that's no disrespect to my opponents. It's just like the daily grind, training with the best it's a fight. If Joanna's calling me out to grapple a few rounds, like, trust me, it's a fight with anybody I go with on the mat. So, but I think it's great. It helps me grow in every way. I feel like it makes me physically more skilled. It makes me physically stronger, mentally stronger. So when I go into the fight, I have no doubts that I'm better prepared, or that I'm more prepared to come out with the victory. So it gives me a lot of, faith going into fights.
Very cool. Hey guys, we're here with Kayla K-Rock. A couple more questions. We really appreciate giving your time to us. I know probably boxing, of course, your first love. It's probably the first piece of the MMA puzzle for you, and it is a puzzle. What's been the second piece? What's been the second, item that you kind of grabbed onto, if it is wrestling or jiu-jitsu or kickboxing or something of that? What's the second thing? It's like, okay, I got this in the tool shed now.
I would say I'm still trying to find it.
Okay.
If I had to pick one, I would say wrestling for sure, because I've won fights by taking girls down, by stopping takedowns. So I would definitely have to say wrestling, but I'm just working on putting it all together.
Sure.
Like, I don't think a lot of people realize how different boxing is from MMA. So when I came into MMA, even with my boxing skills, I had a lot to adjust. The things that I was used to doing in boxing, I couldn't get away with in MMA. I had to learn how to manage distance better. I had to learn how to hit more accurately with my punches, because I was using small gloves. So there was a lot of adjustments I had to make, and that I'm still learning to make, so I can really transfer my boxing skills to the MMA world. But the goal is to be a very well-rounded fighter. I don't plan to call myself just a striker. Absolutely not. I want to, get in there and hurt people however I can. If I can't do it on the feet, then I'm going to take them down, and I'm going to do it there.
Yeah, no, very true. So we said Jillian, you said Joanna, so this kind of put a bow on the female MMA presence down there at American Top Team. Them too, Kayla Harrison, and so much more. There's the list. List of 22 just top end female fighters. How is it to fight and train with them day in, day out? Is there a fighter in there that's maybe not getting the love that you think they should? Or is it just like, MMA female heaven right there? It's just the best of the and, it makes you better each week.
Yeah, I would go on record saying that I think we have the best female MMA team in the world, possibly by far.
100%.
So it's motivating. I look at them, I watch them train, I learn from them, I watch how they carry themselves, I watch, how they speak to the media and all this. So I can learn in so many different ways, and they set the groundwork for what's to come, and I feel like that's me. So I'm just blessed in a lot of ways. I would say that, like, somebody that I learn a lot from that I feel really lucky to is Kayla, because we've become such good friends. She kind of took me under her wing a little bit. We both help each other out. So that's someone that I really look up to. She's a amazing athlete.
Yeah.
It's just incredible to have watched her progression in the last year or two. But everybody, man, I'm so blessed to have everybody there in the gym. Everyone makes me better.
It's incredible. Okay, you mentioned Kayla. We talked about it a little bit before. This Fantastic Four, Johnny,
Yeah.
Cindy Outlaw, my main man, Cindy Outlaw. I love that guy. Kayla Harrison, and you as well. Is it just Florida fun? Is it just you guys somehow merged together? How is it? It just seems like you guys really genuinely enjoy your
Yeah.
time with each other, and it makes I would think working with people you genuinely like and have fun with, to me, makes work a little bit better. So is
No doubt
that
about
part
it.
of it, right?
I mean, it just kind of happened. I'm not really sure how, but we're like a family.
Yeah.
None of us have family here in South Florida. A lot of us are from up north or out west, so we're like family. We help each other when one person is down. Like, we're bringing them back up. We help each other in the gym, outside the gym. We eat together. We pray together. We sleep together. Well, not really, but
That's a different podcast. That's
well,
a different
not really.
one. We'll
Yeah,
talk.
right. I take that back. But man, we try to have a good balance. So
Sure.
that's it, really. Like, every now and then we're doing different things. We're having a good time, but
Yeah.
a lot of the times we're just hanging out. We're hanging out. We're talking about fighting. When each person is in fight camp, we're there to support that person however we can. So
Yeah.
it's amazing to have like truly genuine people who care, who
Sure.
have your back and who understand what you're going through. So I'm definitely happy to have found them.
Very cool. I'm telling you guys, you got to patent that. Put T-shirts on it. The Fantastic Four. That's killer.
Yeah, and I really feel like we're all going to do really big things too, and we're going to help each other get there. So that's very exciting.
I met Cindy Outlaw probably 18 months ago. He fought for Island Fights down there in Pensacola Beach, Florida, and instantly, like, we connected, and two, I'm like, ooh, that's a future superstar. Well, I talk to people, I'm like, why isn't he not in the UFC, or why isn't he not in Bellator? And just went back and forth, and then it seems like his connection with Jorge Masvidal's camp, and kind of got with them, to be blunt about it, the first round management guys, which are the best in the business. And now he's a Bellator superstar. He's on the poster. Big things for him, and it's great. It's why I get paid the big bucks. That leads into my next question for you. Is it UFC or bust? Would you want to go through the Dana White Contender Series? You see what your friend Kayla Harrison's doing for PFL. They're paying fantastic. Bellator just gave Cindy Outlaw a great deal. We won't say it on the air, but he's very happy with it. Is it just because UFC, of course, is the it's
the pinnacle?
the pinnacle. There you go. Great word. Or is it just, hey, I want to provide for my family. I want to make the most money possible, and other companies can maybe treat me as good too?
I think that, right now it's hard to say because so many things can change in a short time. As a strawweight, I feel like I have my eyes set on the UFC. If Bellator would open up a strong strawweight division, or if PFL would open up a strawweight division, those are absolutely things I would consider. The goal for me, like, of course I want to be the best, but it's also to have a long, successful career in the sport. And you just never know. Like, you never know what opportunities come up. You never know what promotions start adding on the strawweights. So time will tell, but I guess to answer your question, we just have to wait and see. We have to wait and see what happens in women's MMA. Right now, I have my eyes set on the UFC in a few years, and whatever it is, I'm just excited for it, and I'll be ready when I get there.
For sure. And female MMA, it's like always evolving. It's on fire. So many different weight. It's spectacular to see. We'll kind of end on this, and we'll then definitely give you some time to thank sponsors, friends, coaches, all that. But I'm really interested to hear about ESPN West Palm and how you got into that. And is that something you would like to do? Like, to me, I'm a Dominic Cruz, one of the best fighters of all time, but on the mic, he's amazing. Like, he is I learn, or I get more interested in watching UFC when Dominic Cruz is spitting on the mic. So is that something that you would want to do in the future, or is it just a hobby for you?
So I actually got in through got on ESPN West Palm through a friend of Dean's. the guy who kind of runs the 3 to 5 slot. I met him. He actually first brought me on as a guest a few times. So I would come on for just like a half hour, and they would do like kind of a small interview. And then they brought me on as a guest co-host. So I would come on to fill in for somebody. I would do it every now and then, whether it was once a week, twice a week, once a month. But I love it. I mean, it's definitely challenging. It's different. I feel like I could sit here and do an interview all day, but when you come on as a co-host and you're expected to lead conversation and take things different ways, it's very challenging. So I will say that, but I'm definitely grateful for the opportunity because it just helps me learn. It's great practice. It's great practice for interviews, just speaking, and being on the mic. I hope it's something that I can get better at because I'd love to consider doing that in the future for sure. Even though fighting is my number one right now, I'm always thinking about other ways I can venture off when my career ends up being over.
Yeah. And it's funny you say that. It's, even I try not to ask the same 4 questions. Oh, how's training camp doing? How's your weight? Oh, your jab looks great. It's just like, everyone asks that. So you always want to ask different stuff and get to know the fighter, kind of connect with the fighter. To me, that's always the best. And then it's unbelievable. Sometimes you ask a fighter a question, then they're talking about monster trucks, and you're talking about trucks. You just got to go. Like, oh yeah, Bigfoot, the monster truck. It's unbelievable. So it really is. It's to me, it's fun, keeps you on your toes. You got to be quick. You definitely got to be quick. But we really do appreciate your time. Instagram, KAY Rock MMA. Give her a follow for sure. And like I said, the floor is yours. Any kind of sponsors, coaches, a funny joke, whatever you want.
Yeah, I just really want to thank my gym, American Top Team, Dean Thomas, King Mo, Mikey Rod. Those guys really took me under their wing, taught me everything I know. I'd like to thank York Athletics Manufacturing, big sponsor of mine. And that's really it. Just my friends, my family, my supporters. If you guys want to follow my career, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and, come along for the journey. I'm excited for it.
Absolutely. We are too at Fight Bananas. We've been trying to do this for a couple weeks with you. Sometimes it's better to get you after the fight because, just to kind of talk about it. But we'll talk to you before your next fight. We're so excited for you and your career. It's big things are going to happen for you. We're very, very, truly happy for you.
Sounds great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
No problem. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good day.
Have a good one.
Bye.